Claret from one Manoj to another Manoj, dear students of BBA department. Very good morning to all.
Good morning, sir.
Lot of energy in the morning?
Yes.
Teachers can be a little boring, right?
Yes.
But I am not, don't worry. You all are all associated with technology, or rather I should say you are born with technology. Anytime on WhatsApp, did anyone wish you a happy Monday or a happy Tuesday?
Yes.
It has always been happy weekend or a happy Sunday. Because there are a large number of people in our society who are not happy with what they are doing in their life or what they are pursuing in their life. And every Monday, people wait for the weekend, without the knowledge whether they will see the weekend or not. So my message in this particular presentation would be, don't live for the weekend, live each moment of your life. When I say there are a large number of people who are not happy with what they are doing in the society, meaning to say they have not chosen something that they would be passionate about. You know, as a teacher, Manoj introduced me 20 years. This May, I'll be completing my 20 years. I feel, I just started yesterday. And I lived 10 years in this particular institution. I can sense, I can feel whatever little that I am today is because of this particular institution and the number of principals under whom I served. You may think teaching, we undergo formal kind of training. Agree? Where teachers will be taught, if you have to discipline a child, this is what you have to do. We have absolutely no training at all. It is over a period of time, by trial and error, we learn to become a better teacher. But I understand, when I joined this institution in 1999, what happened in the month of May and what happened on the first day of my class, teaching final year BCom students. I remember room number 108, 9 o'clock, 1st of June 1999, even today. That was a nightmare because the students were just 2 years younger to me. And looking and addressing 88 of them was a Herculean task. Because they were all the Ambanis, the Adanis, the Muzumdar Shaw in the making for the present day. And they are doing exceedingly well. There is no doubt about it. But there is that one moment, because I would try to answer all your questions right now, which is the moment. I'll share it right now. This was somewhere in the year 2004, if I'm not mistaken. And the college was celebrating its 125th anniversary, post-centenary silver jubilee. I was in PU college that time, St. Aloysius PU college that time. And Father Swebert was the principal. And that day, that whole fortnight, I believe, 2 weeks, each of the institution under St. Aloysius College institution had to put up one program. And likewise, degree college, the high school, the primary section, every other institution under this umbrella institution of St. Aloysius had to put up a show. Father Swebert calls me and says, you are going to host the PU show. I said, Father, why me? Because I don't see anyone better, he said. Then I said, this is going to be the first time where I am going to address the crowd of Mangalore. Addressing students was just a cup of tea for me till then, 5-6 years into teaching. But then this is the first time. And you can imagine the heartbeat that I had. Heart was beating as if there is no tomorrow, double the beat at a moment, I would say. And I remember there used to be a formal program before, the stage could be handed over to a certain institution. Vote of thanks happened. And the person doing the formal program emceeing is not now going to call out my name. And while the program was happening, I was always looking behind. How many people? It's only people coming inside the gate. And this was the huge ground which is parking right now. People are only coming in. I wondered and I felt, why don't you all go home? That was my thinking at that point of time. And suddenly the MC called me and, nervous walked from my chair to get up and go backstage and be there. So it was 6:15. I think it was the month of December. So because it becomes dark a little early in the month of December, January, winter time. And as soon as I landed on stage, I would not say that I came on stage, I landed on stage. Suddenly the halogen lights were switched on. It was straight into my eyes. I could not see even a single person in front of me. And I delivered what I had to deliver. When I came down, there were around 8,000 people amongst the audience. And I felt, if this can happen to me, I think for anyone it is possible to do well in life. I won't say that I'm successful right now. I would rather say I am in my journey, because I always believe success is a journey, it is not a destination. Coming back to young people, I have a lot of things to tell you all today, lot of stories to share as well. But one thing, I pick up from where Hera left. She said, if I can inspire one, I will tell you a story. There was this man who would always go for jogging on a beach. And another man, he was in his, normal sports gear. And there was this another man formally dressed. And his job every day would be to throw back those shells back into the water. Shells which are washed ashore, he would throw it back. And this fellow who would, jog every day would always see this person and always feel that he is wasting his time. Then he decides, today I'm going to find out why is he doing what he is doing. Then he finishes his jog a little earlier, goes to that person and says, sir, don't you think you're wasting your time? So the other person says, why do you think so? I see you every day throwing back that shells back into the water. Don't you think you're wasting your time? He says, absolutely not. Because I believe out of 300 or 400 shells that I throw back into the water, if one comes alive, I have lived my life for the day. So my thoughts, my words, what I'm going to say, this time, today, right now, if one comes alive, that is good enough. I have always believed my job as a teacher in the class is to just touch the heart and mind of one person. If it is more than one, I will be very, very happy. Remember this. So my job is to touch that one person amidst, so many of you all present here. Who is that one? That you are going to decide, not me. And as, Manoj very rightly said, as teachers, we enjoy students asking questions. But the problem today is, students don't ask questions. And this is a great opportunity when he told me, am I open to questions? I believe I would rather stop talking and take only questions. Because I'm little thirsty for answering questions. In the class, it's not happening. I don't know. Teachers are present over here. The quality of questions. And my first challenge to all my students in a semester is, you ask me more than 30 questions in this subject. I will treat you all in ideals, I tell them. We have a station where we need to get down. If I take an example of a boy, say who's traveling in train, and there's another beautiful girl in the same compartment, and she's going to get down at station number 10, and the boy's house is station number 6, where will the boy get down? Where should he get down? Station number 6. Just because the girl is beautiful, he cannot get down at station 10 and travel back once again. Everyone's journey is different. If you have chosen BBA, that means you have some plans. Some plans. Agree? You have some plans. But then go back and find out, why did you take up BBA? That is very important. Is it your own dream or is it a borrowed one? See, journey, we all begin at the same point, but people, finish off their journey. I won't say all travel together for a very, very long period of time. You never know what the other person's journey is all about. Probably someone said, if brain can be rechristened as app, people may download and use it a little more. So now I'm going to give you an app from my app store, from my store. And the name of the app is app. Simple, I keep it simple. APP. A, be application oriented in life. Meaning to say, be practical in your thought process. What you learn inside the class connected with what's happening in the outside world. So be application oriented. The next letter is P. Be passionate in whatever you do. Stay committed, stay dedicated. If you can be passionate, I think none of the dreams become unachievable. Easily you can do that. And the last letter P is very, very closer to my heart. Be people oriented. It cannot be I, me, myself in this world today. It should be we. It should be the society. Remember this. So you can go to my store, download the app and use it. use it more. And it is available free of charge, absolutely no cost at all. Now you may be wondering, why did I take up teaching as my career? I would say my vocation as a teacher was my second option. So it was not a career by choice, it was a career by chance. But I won't say fully that it was career by chance, because this teaching was my second option. My first option has always been entrepreneurship, something of my own. And I can very proudly say both my career options are going hand in hand. And I'm doing it at my level. I am not a, technology driven person. I drive technology. I use it when I need it. But I'm not a big fan of being on Facebook or, for that matter, Instagram or Snapchat. Probably I believe, I need to spend a lot of time with myself and with my family and my friends, I would say. I have not watched a single movie in any of your big cinema or a PVR or Cinepolis. I have not gone, because I feel 3 hours others need not entertain me. I need to entertain myself. Now, when I chose, when the ad came in the newspaper, there are opening for lecturers in commerce. I happened to tell it in my class while I was doing my MCom in the university. I told all of them. And same day when I was announcing this, teacher asked, how many would like to become teachers? We were 46 in the class, 6 boys and 40 girls. Because those days number of girls were more doing their post-graduation. Only 4 of them raised their hand that they wanted to become teacher. Coincidentally, my hand was down. I did not raise my hand. Today, out of 46, 37 are college teachers. Including 1 person out of 4 who had raised the hand that she wanted to become a teacher. So there you go, career by chance, not by choice. I told everyone, when I asked, are you coming for the interview? I remember 12th of May 1999 was our interview. So no, we won't be coming. 4 of them said yes. On 12th May, 9 o'clock was the scheduled time for the interview. I reached at 9:30. That was the only time probably I feel I was late, starting my career. But then I saw 18 of my classmates and I asked them, you said you are not coming? They said, we just want to try our luck. So you never know what's in store for you. It is at that time I realized I am in competition. I am competing with someone else at that point of time. Next day when the results came, I was 1 centimeter above the ground, because I topped the interview in spite of the presence of academically accomplished classmates of mine. And those who are doing exceedingly well as a teacher today. This college has given me much more than what I can ask for. I remember one day, my probably 8th year, 9th year, I was doing exceedingly well. As Manoj said, I have a lot of fan following among the students. Because teachers, we had multiple, classes, A, B, C batches. So we used to teach specific subjects. Even Claret Madam we used to share the same subject for different classes when she was teaching for BCom. And I remember, students coming and getting the doubts clarified. I used to feel very happy that I am, useful to someone who is not in my class. So I felt very happy. After that, I got a chance to get into government service. 2009, I moved to government service. But I used to keep coming to meet teachers, friends. Father Swebert, final years may know probably. And he told me one day, while he was going for a walk in that parking area, he said, I miss you, Manoj, he said. He just said that. I felt very happy that my absence has been felt. Very, very important, we say, make your presence felt. I am telling you all of you all, make your absence felt. And I felt very happy that day. But it's not the only occasion that he encouraged me and I said, you are capable. You are resourceful. There were many occasions that he said, but it was me who just thought, I was just doing my job. I lived my life in this particular college. But there are a lot of lessons. If today I'm a little youthful, if today I show a little energy in the class, it is all because of my students. Because it is only my students who have taught me how to teach better. I vividly remember one girl, Astrid. Astrid Mascarenhas, she is the HR, big girl in the Taj Group in New Delhi today. She is working, Taj Group of Hotels entire, she is the HR manager. When she was a PU student, she gave me a small chit, a paper cutting, and she said, "Sir, keep it, it will be useful for you." And that small chit contained only 3 sentences. The first sentence said, "Know your stuff. Know your stuff. Know what you are talking. Know what you are teaching." Second sentence, know whom you are stuffing. Students. If I have to teach maths, I have to not only know maths, I have to know Imran as well. Who is my student? Capacity of Imran. Capacity of Akash or Aditya or Akshata, I can say. Know your students. And third, stuff them elegantly. Those were the 3 lines that helped me, and that stayed with me even after, I should say, 16, 18 years now. Know your stuff, know whom you are stuffing, and stuff them elegantly. Many of the teachers complain, this class is not that great. But I don't believe in my ears, because I want to see it for myself. Because different people have different perspectives of individual. Remember this. So, when it comes to pursuing your dreams, I would say, first very important thing that you have to do is spend time with yourself. You can imagine if career and your passion can come together, there is nothing like it. I always believe if you have fun at your workplace, you don't have to work at all. Agree? Can you choose something where you can just enjoy? In lighter vein, I would say, I am made the warden of a ladies' hostel. In lighter vein, I am giving you an example. I am made the warden of a ladies' hostel. And at the end of the month, they give me salary as well. Get the feel? Get the feel? So I ask, salary bhi hai? Just in lighter vein, I am telling you, the kind of satisfaction in what I am doing. See, as a teacher, I would say, for me, Monday or a Thursday or a Tuesday does not matter at all. For me, every moment of my life is very, very important. And how do I say what I am saying? Enjoy spending time with yourself. Spend 5 to 7 minutes before you close your eyes. Try to be a better version of yourself the next day. And for that, you need to spend good time, quality time with yourself. Introspection, looking within is very, very important today. If the society is not peaceful, if there is so much of stress, it is all because we are worried about what others are doing. We need to focus on what I am capable of, what each one is capable of. If we can focus, what you can do, I believe you can really choose your dream and you can live your dream. Dream your dream and live your dream. Be passionate. Be like one crazy person to achieve it. But in the process, about dreams, I remember one student, I forgot his name. I was the state animator of ICUF for nearly 6 years. And I had a student from Suratkal, I don't remember his name. He was in this ICUF association. He was an ace photographer. He was I think, second BSc student then. Ace photographer. Computer was just, that keyboard in his hand was just like some toy. If you give him a 1-page notes to type, he will finish within 1 minute. He was that fast. So I said, I believe, as a PU student, I know him. At that time, I asked him, I think computer engineering? And I'm pursuing your passion photography? He said, no, sir. I'm doing it because I love it. But there is something else that I love more. What? I asked him. I want to do something in chemistry, he said. And he chose chemistry, botany and zoology in this very college. Ace photographer, wonderful on the keyboard, computer keyboard. But he chose general science, he did not go for engineering and medicine. Today he is a scientist in Germany. That is called living passion. Enjoying what you are doing. If you can do that, your life will be worth living, I would say. Don't measure your success in comparison to others. Second very important thing is, never consider money as the factor when you choose a career. I will share another incident. My wife's colleague or friend, you can say classmate. She had done her bachelor's in fine arts from Mysore. And there she met one young fellow called Nirupam Konwar, Konwar. You can go to Facebook and check. Nirupam Konwar, he is from Guwahati, but he is in Bangalore. And it was a great event to host him. 3 days he had come to Bangalore and he said, sir, I would like to stay in your house. I felt very happy to host him. I took him to Sultan Bateri that evening. There is this boat building yard, if you have seen. Ships are just stationed there, some repair work, maintenance work happens. So he opened his entire canvas, sat there, 2 ships, started drawing what he could see, what only an artist can imagine. And while, I thought, he will take, more than 1 hour to draw that entire picture in his canvas. What I can see, same thing on the canvas. While he was doing it, some enthusiastic people came and stood next to him. They started looking there, looking down. It went on. After half an hour I come, he has drawn it entirely on that canvas of his. Same thing, and I remember, if you go to my Facebook page, I remember I put that particular photograph holding these 2 ships live in front and 2 on that particular canvas. Then that evening, everyone appreciated who were there. They shook hands with him, congratulated him, patted his back. There were many artists also, took his number as well. Then we had a quiet dinner outside. Then we went back home. I was a little tired. I was playing some game on mobile that time. And he looked at my wife and said, did this. So I asked, what? He had designed that games as well. Then I asked him, he is working for an IT company. I said, tell me, man, what you don't do, I said. I will at least do that. This is what his passion, I'm saying. He conducts lots of workshop. He is, I think his artistic skills have taken him to Europe as well, where he has conducted his workshops in Germany, in many other countries in Europe. But he is basically an IT fellow. Remember this. So you can search for Nirupam Konwar on Facebook and look at his paintings. Wonderfully done. Such people are passionate. He is one example I would tell you. But then understand what you are passionate about. You cannot be a Nirupam Konwar. You cannot be me. You cannot be Claret ma'am, or you cannot be Manoj sir. I'm just giving an example. Every person has their identity. And if you can spend 5 to 7 minutes time with yourself and talk to yourself, do introspection, what you want to do in life, I think you will be very, very happy. But never consider income as the criteria when you choose a career. Remember this. Ultimately, if you want to become a teacher, I would tell you, as a prefix, add happy teacher. If you want to become a chartered accountant, I would say add happy chartered accountant. Because CA or whatever qualification that you take are only academic credentials. What you need in life is happiness. So if you can dream something that is going to make you happy, no matter what qualification you have, as a prefix, just keep the word happy. If you are happy, your entire family will be happy. And if family is happy, there will be all positivity around society. You will feel, everyone is smiling along with you all. So this is very, very important. And this is the message that I would give to all my, young people who are present over here. The second aspect, I said introspection is one. I have got 11 tips in all. First one is introspection. Second very important thing that I would like to tell you is quality of thoughts. Quality of thoughts. If we are not doing well in life, or if we have a little stress in our life, it is because our thought process is not positive. Positivity is very, very important in life. In lighter vein, I say, if you are jumping from Eiffel Tower and you are coming down, at least 1 meter above the ground, you have to still say, shout out loudly, I am still alive. That should be your positivity. Because if your thoughts are quality, life will be positive. Because we have so many, so many people who speak negative things, negativity around. But if you can keep all those negativity aside and be positive and talk to yourself and say, I can do it. But in the course of time, I should say, I should become we. If you can have that we can do it attitude, I can do it attitude, it is possible for me. Just keep encouraging yourself, edging yourself. I think you will do exceedingly well. in choosing your career. So don't miss out on points. Introspection is one thing that I said. Spend time with yourself. You need a lot of time. Meet the best person in the world. Every night before you go to bed, close your eyes. Second very important thing is the quality of your thought. If it's positive, wonderful. It will be very, very helpful for you. Next very important thing is, see, when you are pursuing your passion, you need to seek out grassroots level experience. If you want to become a chartered accountant, work with a chartered accountant during holiday, free of cost for 15 days. Get a feel. If you want to become a tax practitioner, work in a tax practitioner's office for 15 days during your holidays. I mean to say, those who are in your first year BBA right now. By the end of 5 semesters, you work in 5 different offices and you get that grassroots level experience. Grassroots level experience. And after that, you can really decide what you want to do in life. You may have a lot of preconceptions that this is what it is. Throw all those out of the window. If you get that grassroots level experience, you can very well decide what you want to do in life. Because you come out practically. I remember one student who used to stay in hostel, never used to come to class. He would simply sleep without informing the warden that he is not well and thousands of other reasons that he would give. I sent him for internship during holidays and I said, you have to do it compulsory. He was from Mysore. He said, you are not going home, you are doing internship in Baikampadi. I put him in not Achal Cashew Factory, Kalbavi Cashews. And I said, sir, he is going to work with you for 15 days. Just learn how the process is. 15 days of internship. When he was in his 4th day, you may not believe, when he was in the 4th day, he writes a leave letter. Sir, I want a leave on my 12th day of my internship, he said. Person who is to never come from hostel to college, for his 12th day, he is taking a leave on the 4th day, writing a letter. Significant change that happened in his life. Remember this. We look for that spark. Find that spark in you. You will find it somewhere. Keep it with you, but let it not go off. Give it a little more air, little more breeze so that it continues and it grows further and you become passionate in what you're doing. So very important, understand. Seek out grassroots level experience. Don't just believe in hearsay. Next important thing that I would like to share is enhancing your skill sets. We always say we want this, we want this, we want this. But very important question that we did not ask is, do we deserve it? We say deserve before we desire. This college gives you so much of opportunities. English language training. Enhancing your communication skills. Presentation skills. So much of opportunities are given to you in the class. But the problem is, we don't take it. Teacher gives an assignment, says 15 days. When do you start working? 14th evening. Correct? You start working 14th evening. We don't need an outsider to create stress for us. We are enough for ourselves. Get the point? So, if you can think about this, if you can think about, how better I can perform as a student and where I can really plan, enhance my skill set, upgrade my skill set. If I'm a little weak in English, I can improve. If my English is pretty good, add a foreign language to your CV. No one is stopping you. There are German classes happening. There are French classes happening. Make your world a local place. Make your world a local place. I remember one of my student, Muslim girl, BCom student. She, happened to join German language course, German speaking course, 30-hour certificate course in our college. And today, she is preparing her accounts in German language in Germany. It was just a kind of a match that happened. She's doing it. And I'm very happy for her. Religion cannot be a constraint for those who think sky is the limit. For those who think that, I may not be allowed to. That's why I said positivity. If as a young child, you wrongly took up science. Anyone took up science in PUC? Many are not raising their hands. No problem. No problem. If you have wrongly chosen science, because now you are back to BBA. You are back to the stream of commerce and management. If I ask, or you ask yourself the reason why you took up science, because you got a good score in PUC. which subject, which stream to study in PUC. Because as a student studying in 10th standard, I had no knowledge at all, which I can sit in front of my parents and say, this is what I would like to do. We did not have something of our own, that's why the parents chose what we should do. I have two young boys at home. I can give their example, and same thing you can connect with what I'm saying. Elder one was in 5th standard. This is some 3 years back. Younger one was in 2nd standard. I asked them, what do you want to do in life? Elder one said, I want to become a JCB driver, he said. And I asked the other fellow, what about you? Tipper lorry driver, he said. Fortunately for me, within 2 days, there was some excavation work happening right in front of my house. So while I was coming back home, I stopped there, spoke to the JCB driver, and I said, I will send my child, both of them. One will be with tipper lorry driver, one will be with you. Just make them sit and let them see what you all do. And the tipper lorry driver also, I said, just take him around, let him get down and see the hydraulic movement of that part of the lorry going up and the mud flowing down. Because children enjoy that, right? Then I went home and I said, now I have got a career option for you today, I said. You are going to sit for 2 hours with the JCB driver and you are going to go around with the tipper lorry driver for 2 hours, I said. Both were excited. But then I said, 2 hours, you cannot come back early, I said. 2 hours you have to. Yes. Both all excited went and sat. So I was just watching. After 2 hours, this fellow went in tipper lorry for nearly some 6-7 rounds, I believe. And both looked very exhausted. They came back home, I asked, what happened? What about JCB driver? Should I buy one? He said, no, JCB driver don't want. He said, why? You need many hands, Dada, to pull all these things, so many things. 2 legs and 2 hands are not sufficient, he said. And I said, what about you? No, Younger fellow said, okay, enough lorry driving, he said. This is what is our thought process when we are in standard 10. We don't know what we are, what we have to do. So understand this, enhancing your skill sets is very, very important so that there is no mismatch. Next very important thing is, do what the world is not doing. Can anyone tell me what the world is not doing right now? Do what the world is not doing. Very much related to all young people who are listening to me. What the world is not doing? Reading. Reading is what the world is not doing today. If you want to be successful, start reading. I'm not talking about your subject matter. I'm not talking about subject matter at all. You cannot consider me as an idol at all when it comes to reading. Because in my 2 years of post-graduation in university, I visited library only thrice. In the first year, once to see where the library is. So if someone questions me, I can at least point out, it's there. Second time, my roommate, I was staying in hostel, my roommate had borrowed a book. And there were no mobiles those days. 97, 99 I'm talking about. So I had to return the book. I had to go to the reference section and call out the name very softly. So he would say, yeah, okay, your book. Only 2 times. Third time was in my second year. I contested for the election of PG Students' Council of Mangalore University. So I had to go asking for votes. And all the best of the minds are found only in the library. They were never found on the roads. Okay? So only thrice in my graduation of 2 years. Today I have a full-fledged library of my own. And I'm very proud of that. I'm very happy. Read. This is one thing that the world is not doing today. It is said, if a CEO of a company has to remain abreast, has to be successful, he needs to read a minimum of 15 books in a year. That works out to almost, 2 books every month, I would say. Or less than 2 books. 1 point every month. So read. Read what interests you. Because reading enhances your vocabulary. Reading, vocabulary enhancement gives you confidence. You can stand in front of not 100, 500 and 5,000 people and deliver what you have to deliver. Reading gives you good insights. Reading gives you good positive thoughts. Reading gives you how to think and apply rationally. Remember this. So give company to great books, you will do really very well because the world is not doing right now. Next very important thing. I think, how much time do I have, sir? 5 more minutes? Yes. Appreciate yourself when you do, because you deserve your appreciation more than others. So, if you have done something really very good, you are happy about, take your right hand, go to your left shoulder and pat it. Self-motivation, we say. So, appreciate yourself when you do some good things, because I don't think there is anyone who should appreciate more than yourself. As you reach your formal education, you're coming close to your formal education, be clearer what you want to do in life. Be clearer as to what you want to do in life. If you have reached your final year, you need to be very clear what you want to do next. Be clear about your goals. This college, this time that is spent, I say, college gives you a lot of opportunities, definitely yes, but how you take it is very, very important. Because remember, when event like spin out happens, when you are in first year, it was holiday, 2 days. For majority of them. Correct? 2 days holidays. When you came to second year, you don't know what happened in spin out last year. Suddenly you become, event organizer. I mean to say, along with one final year. And when you reach final year, you are the whole and soul of spin out. But then you realize it is holidays for first years. Yes or no? I remember going to one college. I very proudly I can announce the name, Srinivas College in Pandeshwar. One girl, I think just last year, she said, "Sir, your event is at 4 o'clock. I said, I'll be there by 5:30, I said. She said, "Sir, 4 o'clock. I said, "Don't worry, I'll be there by 5:30. Sir, but then, don't worry, I said. I reached at 5:30, event started at 6 o'clock. Because last year she had gone home. Last year I know the itinerary of Srinivas College much more than the student organizers. And interestingly, they don't have a guest for valedictory at all. Because they are not sure what time to call the chief guest for valedictory. I know for sure, I'm telling you. Next time it happens, I'll share it with Manoj sir regarding this. What time did they don't have valedictory at all. Remember this. So some institutions I know, because the students are not aware, it was holiday last year for them when this event happened. So when they come to second year, they are all by themselves. So learning. Next, learning to manage stress. Very important. If you can set your time, a good timetable. Though I say it is not preparing timetable, spending time at the table is very, very important. Do that. If you can manage your time well, you can be stress-free in life. And last one. When you open your eyes next day morning, celebrate it as if it's your birthday. Because there are many who closed the previous night, did not open today morning. Agree? Very important. Celebrate each day as a birthday. Remember this. If you can do that, don't wait for your birthday. Celebrate each day as a birthday. Open it. Because God wants you to do something better than yesterday. Contribute to the society. So I wish everyone all the very best. Happy Tuesday, and may God bless us all. Thank you very much.